Well, if it isn't our good old friend, the Fisherman's Wharf, it's back again, and I think this is maybe the 5th time we've seen this now. I remember back in like April, there was a back-to-back, like April then May. It was kind of nice because this is one of those events that I typically would say go and use as many gems as you can on this, and the fact that the rewards seem to be pretty decent. One of the big ones being inside here is going to be those Arcana chests, so we can go and upgrade our SS gear even higher, or whatever gear that you want to go and upgrade. But that's where I would normally tell you to use your gems, but on this time, unfortunately, I'd say try to go as minimal as possible. And the fact that they're not showing it yet in here, but somewhere extended on this calendar, we're going to be seeing that Thanksgiving event, and usually those holidays seem to be a little bit better. No idea if it is going to be, but I'm going to take the gamble on this one here and say I'm going to just hold off on those, try to save up and just see if I can hit 100,000 gems for the Thanksgiving event. Now, speaking of 100,000, we can go in here and use gems to purchase more bait, and typically we can get 1,000 of these things for the grand total of 100,000. But like I said, try to hold off to your best capabilities of not using those gems on here. Although I am still considering going up and getting the fishing fund here. The fact that's $10. And now, once again, we have it where we're getting our up wish letters. 50 of those. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Are these things better than going and getting the limited brand selection boxes? I think this is kind of better, but I kind of like the idea of just being able to go and select it and get a guaranteed grab of it. This a little bit of a gamble, seeing how it usually takes more than 50 inside that limited up to go and hit something good. But if you do decide to spend on this, this will give you an extra 150 or 140 of the actual bait there that we're using to go and fish in, and then about 4,500 gems. So like I said, gonna grab it there just so I can kind of get a little bit of a jump on this. Other than that, I don't really see myself using anything outside of this unless I'm getting pretty close to hitting a good price. But a little refresher here for anybody that might be new to the fishing event, we do have the multiplier ×1, ×2, ×5, and ×10. You will need to have 10 bait to do a ×2. I think it's 30 bait for ×5. And finally, the 10 here is going to require you to have 50 bait. Once you go and hit the little button here, we're trying to hit in that perfect, nice, bright green area. If you get on the outsides, it's not going to be a perfect, but let's see if I can do it here. Nope, great on it. If I need to, and I don't really think I can go and hit this, I can go and just run it all the way to the max here, which is going to snap it. I can spend 50 gems to go and take another shot on it, or I could go and just back out of this, get 10 of these actual broken lines, and then I can go into the redeem rewards and then go and exchange it that way. There's only so many times you can get these things in here, so don't really abuse it too much. But as you saw, I let the meter go all the way to full tilt. The other thing that would cause it is letting it get all the way to the end of the reel, which I think it's 150 meters here. So yep, snapped line again on it, and we're gonna go and just cancel once again. Now with those 10 broken lines, I would need to wait till I get to the next area to unlock the rewards on that because I've already used them up in this top section. But let's see if we can hit a perfect there. There we go. Now we're gonna have to go hold down the meter here, and you don't wanna really hold down on red, you just wanna tap it. Yellow, you can kind of hold down a little bit, but once you see green out there, you're just gonna kind of go full tilt. And the thing will vibrate for you, letting you know like, hey, you're getting a little bit too close to it. So just kind of feel it out, pretty straightforward. So as you saw, the fish we caught there had a certain amount of weight. That weight is going to add up. Every time we get more fish, it gets larger. And if you look down the bottom here, next target is going to give us a new fishing pole. After that, it'll be a new area, then another new fishing pole, and pretty much you're just working your way till you get all the way over to the last area on it. Nice thing is you catch these fish, going up to the encyclopedia, you get all those unlocked, you can get yourself a couple of legendary keys out of it for each of the 4 areas. So at least try to do that, and doing it with getting the free bait that they give you inside the game. Now a little tactic we used to do in archero too, I'm not really sure if it applies the same here, I haven't really paid attention, but as you get close to that next area, go and drop down your multiplier to like a ×5 or ×2, because supposedly, at least in that one, which I'm probably pretty sure it's the same in here, once you get into that new area, it doesn't necessarily cut over the excess weight that you had past that point. So it's a little bit just kind of conserving and using your bait to your best ability. We also do have the leaderboards in this, and this will change every single day. So if you go heavy on the first day, then the second day you're going to be compared or going up against other heavy people too. At least last time I checked on it, pretty much going to just get some gems out of it. If I always remember correctly, or say if I can remember correctly, I think these rewards do go up and get better as we get further into this fishing event. Now, as far as the packs on this, you can go and get one of those fishing poles right away. All this is really going to do is just make that meter a little bit easier for you to use. Doesn't it improve your probabilities of going and getting better fish or anything? And where I used to say these things really aren't that good of a deal, if you look at the one for $30, we get 150 of those baits out of it there, where the one down here for $30 is only 120. Yes, there is 5 of those chests in there, so that might make up for it, but figure an extra 30, that'd be about 3,000 gems you'd have to land out of one of those gem chests. But like anything in these events, the better deal is always going to start off at that cheaper value of it, of the $5, then the $10, then the $15. So if you are working your way into it there, that's how I would do it if you weren't be spending big money on this. But usually if you are going to spend big money, then it might not be a bad idea to even consider spending the 100 to go and just grab one of those SS Weapon Arcana chests. Now, when it comes to rewards on this, there actually is some nice things. One of my favorite things about this event is actually on the normal exchange side. You can see it right there. You can get 200 of those gold keys out of it, which is great for using for fodders to go and get some of those weapons upgrade, or just any gear in general. But as far as some of the other things in here, they're a little bit on the lighter side on it. So if we go down to the wishing letters there's only 30 of those we can grab. As far as the books, we can get 10 of those. Legendary keys 30, the gem keys 20, and even the relic keys are in there for 20 also. Elite packs can get 10 of those, so that's not a bad deal, but there's pretty decent stuff to get on the normal side of it, and you really shouldn't have any struggling trying to go and grab all those things we just mentioned. The Advanced Exchange, this is going to be where we're going to be able to get more of those Arcana chests there, the SS ones or the regular ones. Either way, they can be a little bit difficult to go and get 12 of these things if you're not spending, so don't think you're going to be sitting on a whole bunch and getting like 4 or 5 of these without dumping actual cash into it. Might be able to do it on the free-to-play side, but it could be a little bit of a struggle. We'll have to kind of just wait and see where you end up with it. Some other things to consider though, there is an S brand legacy box in there, and also the limited brand selection box. We just talked about that if you're still digging those things. So that might be a little bit more up your alley, and then even swap talismans in there, blessing scrolls. It really is just going to come down to what you can get for having just a minimal amount of gems to spend. Like I said, I really think you should hold off on the Thanksgiving on it, but either way, there is some good stuff to get in here. My main focus is more on that normal side for it, so that's going to be mainly what I'm trying to chase after. But at the same time, we do have the Mystic Sea too, so if that's something you fancy a little bit more, getting those statues for your Elsa or Freya, you might want to at least slot a couple of your gems aside for that. But overall, fishing event, happy it's here. Kind of bad timing in my opinion. I'm hoping for something good during that Thanksgiving event, and this one's just going to kind of sit on the back burner, so they might see their revenue drop a little bit, at least from me. But a lot of cool stuff's going to be coming to the game, including that Alien Nation, and we finally got our first teaser for it. If you want to see what they showed, you might want to take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.